CN Inside the Studio is proudly sponsored by F&M Bank.
Hi, and welcome back to CN in the Studio. I am your host, Sarah Kittle, and I'm here today with Juliana Rabban, a young Chaldean creative who is making a name for herself. Juliana, thank you for being here.
Of course, I'm honored.
About 2 years ago, we reported about your Unite and Ignite cleat for the NFL draft.
Yes.
And now you're collaborating with Big Sean for the 313 and the Pistons. Like, what is that like?
Yeah, honestly, the last few years as a creative have been unreal. I've worked with the Tigers, the Pistons, the NFL draft, and, I think I've put in so much work as an individual to where now it's all kind of coming in the light.
Have you always been a sports fan?
I've always liked sports, but now I'm liking them a bit more because I'm getting more involved. I'm like, okay, I got to go to these players. I got to go to the games. So, it's a great time.
It's probably hard not to get involved.
Exactly.
It's such a full circle moment. Looking back on that cleat and now seeing your work in a citywide campaign, what's been the biggest shift in your journey as an artist?
I think the biggest shift is the public now knowing about the skill I always knew I had. So at the time when I did the NFL draft, I was actually still in college at College for Creative Studies. So I was running a full-time art business. Well, I guess you can call it part-time because it was on the side at that point. But it kind of shifted to where I graduated, and then all of a sudden I'm having these collaborations like you're saying with the Pistons. So I think getting that different level of recognition now that I graduated is just beyond words.
Validation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't really need the validation from others at the same time. Like, I feel like I have a seed planted in me, and I know exactly where I'm meant to go.
You have such confidence.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that helps you a lot.
It does, definitely. I started my business back in 2020 where a pair of sneakers went viral. I just painted them. I was really bored. I stole them from my brother. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm going to paint them. And it ended up blowing up with 1.8 million views. And that's actually what started me having a full-time art business. So I had hundreds of people, can you paint my shoes? Can you do this? And then I've always done canvases, but the shoes grew into more canvases. The canvases grew into murals, and everything just led into another. I'm painting tequila bottles. Anything anyone throws at me, I have been doing. So it's just been really cool being my own boss. I think I've always seen myself in that position. I've had some internships, and I realized again from that young age being a little second grader that I definitely like being the boss, and I have the vision. So why not run with that?
So it aptly enough started with the sneaker.
Yes.
And then the cleat. That's kind of full
I know that was
thing.
full circle. Yeah, when I got the opportunity, I was like, wait, this is crazy.
So you had the product. You just needed the medium to get it out.
Exactly.
There, and the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that Instagram?
That was TikTok.
TikTok. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you pretty much exclusively on TikTok?
So I actually stopped TikTok fully for probably like 3-4 years because it just became too much. Yeah. And now I'm finding myself wanting to get back into it. So I post on my TikTok, which is Juliana Rabban, and then I post on my Instagram just by Juliana. I think too, people always look at, this is one of my goals for this year as well, which I am going to get there. But I think people now only care about follower counts. And to me, I think talent and the human you are is beyond a follower count. But I am finding myself wanting to up my social presence because of that. Because I have the work to prove that I have the talent, but now it's kind of getting that validation from people to see a higher number. So
it's not just validation. I think it's just increasing your customer base, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe increasing opportunities then for collaborations.
Yeah.
Other artists are seeing your work, and that's got to be really exciting.
It is, definitely.
And do you think that you'll go anywhere else with the wearables? Do you think you'll go into maybe jewelry or like, other kinds of wearable art?
I'm not sure. Yeah. Again, I'm very go with the flow. So if the river leads there, then I'll be there.
I'm thinking patches and stuff like that. You could
actually, people have always asked about those. Yeah, definitely.
I bet, or stickers, even, or bumper stickers.
I do have stickers. Yeah.
What all do you have on your website?
So when I vend at shows like Eastern Market, I have all my clothes set up. I have stickers. I have mugs. I have kind of little things, then I have the big things. So hoodies. What else?
What's the biggest? Is hoodies like the biggest? Or
I'd say hoodies is probably the biggest. There are shows where I do bring art. I'm gonna maybe try doing my first fine art only show without clothing this summer. We'll see.
Really cool.
Yeah, because
I definitely want to know about.
yeah, I'll let you know. Everything I do is commission based, so people are coming to me, and I think that's where I'm trying to change my business model a bit, where I'm gonna have some days a week where I'm working on personal things that I can put for sale. Because
Your own artwork.
exactly,
You
I
have it in
haven't
you.
I haven't done that in so long. I was asked to be in an exhibition a couple months back, and they're like, okay, just bring your pieces, and I didn't have any laying around, so I was like, okay. So
And you didn't do like a marathon 5 days?
Oh, I did. I did do a marathon. So I actually used a Monopoly board. I poured epoxy all over it, and then I painted on top of it. And it was at the exhibition. So it was a weekend exhibition. I took the piece home. I posted it on Instagram. It sold within an hour, and I had no idea.
That's fantastic.
So I can only imagine where it will lead to if I am producing more work like that.
And producing your own work, I think
Exactly.
would be even more gratifying.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Your work has always had a strong emotional and community-driven element, like with your cancer awareness piece. How does that mindset carry into this Pistons project?
Right. So something about me is I have always been the type of person that will include anyone. I have friends of every race. I have friends of every religion. So to me, I really think that's just an important part of being a human. So with my work, I try to integrate that. So as you saw in the cancer piece I did, and as you see in the Pistons one and all the other ones I do, I kind of have this collage-y kind of style where there's hidden elements. So to me, I sit there and think, okay, how can I attract someone that's older, someone that's younger, someone that likes this? So I kind of use these collage elements to kind of weave everything together so people can all resonate with it.
I love that. It's so deep. And then you can, every time you look at it, you can see something
Yeah.
more. And it just means so much to people. I love that.
Thank you.
The 313 Day Project is all about the Detroit identity.
Yes.
What does Detroit mean to you personally? And how do you bring that into your designs?
Right. So my dad actually grew up in Detroit, him and his brothers. And this is somewhat related, so I'm just going to tie back in. But when I was younger, they had these grocery stores, and I would always make these little art creations. And my dad would start selling them at a store. And I was like, okay, yeah, go ahead, whatever. So I was this little elementary schooler making a couple $1,000s. And, all the support came from Detroit. I had people that lived in Detroit calling me, asking for custom work. So, it's always had a huge meaning to me because they supported me and my art journey before I even knew that could be what it is now.
Well, I can see why you have such confidence.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your dad is Chaldean.
Yeah, my dad is Chaldean and then my mom is Greek and Italian.
Okay.
So I got a little mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good mix. It
Right.
sounds like.
Thank you.
You have developed such a recognizable style. It's bold, it's colorful, and it's very Detroit.
Thank you.
Has that evolved at all since your earlier work, or has it always been instinctual?
I feel like it's been instinctual. I look back at old pieces and I always kind of did that collage thing. I always had the line work. And while it has become what I'm known as, I'm also now wanting to explore. So although, again, it does represent my style, I think you don't grow if you stay too comfortable. So I've been taking random screen printing classes, and I'm just trying to get my hands on as many things as possible because I think the more you know, the more you learn, the more you can integrate that into your work.
You really have to keep a creative mind engaged.
Absolutely.
And growing.
Right. And as we were talking about when we were sitting here, we were both saying that we get very bored unless we're doing new things or changing it up all the time.
Right.
So.
There has to be several projects going on
Exactly.
simultaneously.
Yes.
What was it like working on a project connected with someone like Big Sean?
It was really cool, actually. So I got an email, and I actually didn't see the first email because it was sent to my Ticketmaster email. But someone from the Pistons reached out. They were like, hey, we want to do a collaboration with you for 313 Day. And again, I didn't see it. So then I had someone else from the Pistons reach out. Hey, you never responded. I was like, what do you mean? So then I found out over the phone that I was getting this opportunity with the Pistons. And so we had set up an initial meeting. And they were like, so we have really big news to tell you. Big Sean is actually going to be joining us on this project. And we're like, oh, this is awesome. So it went from being the Pistons to with Big Sean. And I also worked with some other talented artists from the city as well. And just being able to bounce ideas off another creative. So Big Sean did the creative directing. So I had sent my initial work to him and the Pistons, and I was able to get creative feedback. So I think just working with other creatives is also just an amazing part of being an artist.
Right, being able to bounce your ideas off of other
Exactly.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if his vision influenced your creative process at all.
Yeah, I think during one of our initial meetings, he had mentioned how his vision for this was, 313 Day is the day for Detroiters. This is the holiday of the year. And he also mentioned it's almost like the New Year's of Detroit because it's the start of spring. So he was kind of mentioning how he wants it to feel like the energy is coming back alive. So I really wanted to embody that part of what he said into my piece.
It's funny, I grew up in Detroit, and at the time, they called it the Renaissance City.
Mhm.
I never really saw it as that until now.
Right.
I feel like it really is a Renaissance city now.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Juliana, you've gone from public art installations to wearable pieces with this
Yes.
collection. Do you approach designing for apparel differently than something like a sculpture or mural?
I think in general, my creative approach is different than a lot of artists. I feel like I think a bit more commercially, naturally. So to me, I'm looking at it, okay, I have this target audience. How am I going to attract that? And how am I going to fit it on this specific size? You have size parameters, you have color parameters. So I think there's a lot of things that accumulate that you have to put in mind. And so I think not only do I have to be creative, I have to be strategic. So I think that's why I had so much success with the specific piece, because I thought about it very strategically. Beyond what I wanted to create, I thought about what would the people want to see from their city.
Yeah, and then you have to look at what it's going to look like when it's being worn.
Exactly.
And all of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors,
Yeah.
like you're
I
saying.
imagine. Your platform has grown a lot.
Mhm.
What's been the most surreal moment for you lately? I mean, I imagine
Right.
getting a call from the Pistons was
But
pretty
it's
surreal.
it's funny because, again, like I mentioned at the beginning, I believe in myself so much to where these opportunities don't necessarily surprise me. It's more so like, yeah, makes sense,
Yeah.
But I would say, again, this was back in college. I still do, but I was painting cleats for the Detroit Tigers players. And I got to go in the field, meet the players, take photos. And what was really cool was that the MLB, the Tigers, the players, we all had like collaborative posts on Instagram. And the same with the Pistons. We had collaborative posts. So I think that alone is just really cool seeing it.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be a big boost.
Yeah, definitely.
As a Chaldean American artist, how does your culture influence your work or your art?
Chaldeans have, I believe, the biggest percentage of businesses in Michigan alone. So that alone gives me so much opportunity and shows so much support because I'm always, every day, can you paint this? Can you do that? And so it's just seeing the support that Chaldeans give me really just means a lot, because if I didn't have that support, who knows where I would be now.
Are there any of your works that somebody could see in the city, could see driving down the street or something like that?
I've done a few for the city. There was one that was at one of, do you know those, sorry, I'm blanking on the name, but those,
The murals?
the
and
turquoise buses that are in the city.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
D-Dot.
Uh-huh.
I actually painted one of their outdoor facilities with some other artists. We collaborated on it. So I've done a lot of indoor pieces for people. I've had orthodontist place, a bunch of mortgage offices. And I think I'm going to be expanding a lot more into the outdoor this coming year.
Yeah. You got to stay not bored.
Exactly.
Do you feel a sense of responsibility representing the Chaldean community at all in your career?
I don't think necessarily responsibility. I just think it's a sense of making my people proud so they can see where I'm going, and I know they'll back me throughout my entire journey.
Do you have any works that like tell any history or story of your people?
Not yet, but I'm actually wanting to explore a bit more. I can't really announce what I'm doing yet, but I am working on a couple business ventures right now where the first thing I'm doing is going to actually kind of be tied to that. So
Okay, great.
that's what I'm saying. Got to explore a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that we're talking to you too about possibly doing something.
Yes. Yeah. I might be doing the basketball court here at this new facility. So that's going to be pretty cool.
Very exciting.
Yes.
For young Chaldean creatives who are watching you right now, what would you want them to take from your journey?
I would say you just really have to have drive, and without drive, I don't think you can push forward with the vision you think you have. My parents always supported me, which I'm very blessed with. I know a lot of Chaldean parents want their kids to do this or do that, but I really think if you put your all and you show it and you prove it, then you will have people that back you. Again, you're Chaldean, your people will always have your back. And I just think that's a beautiful thing in itself.
It definitely is a beautiful thing. And you were really lucky to actually find your calling so young.
Exactly.
Because not everybody has that
Right.
experience.
But it's funny because I didn't necessarily think I was going to pursue art. I was thinking about getting into law or engineering because I was also very intelligent in school. But my mom was the one that was like, I see you doing art. And I was like, what are you talking about? So we toured College for Creative Studies together. And I was like, yeah, Mom, you're right. I was like, I do got to go to the school. So
Who knows you better than your mom?
exactly.
And she could probably see the joy that you exhibit when you're doing that work.
She, in quotes, said, I don't see you doing anything other than art.
Wow.
And again, I didn't see it.
That's amazing because a lot of parents don't feel that
Exactly. Yeah, they're like,
art?
nice hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite reaction so far?
Something, I know we've talked about this so much, but this 313 day was insane. I got to the arena before the doors open. There is people fighting, looking through the entire store for my shirts, seeing the frenzy of people coming up to me, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? Because everyone wanted it and it sold out before doors opened. So that in itself was just, I have no words still. It was really cool.
Can you hold that up again?
Yes, I can. But you know, I am a firm
to this camera here.
Oh, that one? Yeah.
Yep.
I think every opportunity leads into the next. So, I mean, I've vended at hundreds of shows. I've met so many amazing people. I think I've really have gotten this reputation of an artist and a creative who produces really great quality work. And
It is just so specific to Detroit. I mean, I can see the Renaissance Center, the Ambassador Bridge,
exactly.
music, which
Yup.
is a big part of it, Motown, and then, of course, the Pistons.
And that's my goal. See, the more you look, the more you see. Because from afar, you know, it's this crazy graphic, but as you're seeing in the wheels, I have little details. And
I love how you do that. The I is the 313.
yes, thank you.
Do you want to show us some of your other stuff?
Yeah. So this is, again, I grew from doing traditional art into clothing. And I did that primarily because I started getting carpal tunnel symptoms in my hands. So for the last 6 years, I wear a brace all the time. If you see my videos, that's why I'm wearing it. But I needed to find a way to still spread my art around, but also not have everything be fully hand done by myself. So I was like, okay, let me start doing clothing. So that's kind of how this started.
So do you design on a computer?
So yeah, I designed on my computer and my iPad. I got a degree in advertising, so I understand how to shoot commercials and how to do magazine advertisements, etc. But I also got a minor in graphic design and another minor in entrepreneurship. So I feel like all of these pieces really came together. And then I can
definitely. So are those that's all of the Detroit major sports?
Yeah, these are all the sport. Yeah,
Okay,
this
so
is
we got
my
the Tigers, the Pistons,
Yes.
the Lions, and the Red Wings.
Yeah, this is for my Sports City collection. This pink one's not available. I made a special one for myself.
Oh,
but
I love it. I was going to ask if you.
I'll make you one. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, I wanted, again, I'm all about inclusivity. So I wanted to get all the sports teams in there because this could be the universal hat you can wear to any sporting event.
Most Detroit sports fans are fans of all.
Yes, exactly. And then this was another one from that collection, my Sports City collection. So again, as you see, my stuff's pretty crazy, but on the front, I kept it a little bit more simple.
I like that.
And then on the back, we have all of the sports teams.
That's
and
classy.
animals.
And then you got the Old English D.
Yeah, I got that. And
Still
see
love it.
little hidden elements. So
Where can you get these?
you can get these on my website, justbyjuliana.com.
Okay.
Yes.
And nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
Okay. What's next? What's next for Just by Juliana?
I just have so many ideas, and I think next steps right now, I definitely am going to be doing a lot more sports collaborations, which you've seen, but I think there's a lot more in store with that, especially with the style I have now. I think I can really produce a lot of great things. I'm also eventually wanting to start some type of studio space, which I think could be a really cool collaborative opportunity with artists, and I could teach, and I think there's a lot of stuff that can happen then with that.
You need to find a makerspace.
Yeah. I'm going to steal your space.
Well, you're welcome.
Right. Thank you.
Okay.
And then I think my next biggest step is I'm obviously blessed that I work with all the Detroit sports teams and I have the Detroit community backing me, but also I am wanting to expand and do murals in different states and just expand beyond what I am doing. I think there's a lot more ahead for sure.
I cannot wait to see murals. I know
Thank you.
Detroit's a big mural town.
It is.
Eastern Market and
Yes,
the murals in the
yes.
market. I would
Yeah.
love to see you there.
They're going to be my next victims, I'm hoping.
We do have a business incubator here, so I was serious about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'll show you after that.
Perfect.
Are there any dream collaborations that are still on your idea board?
Not necessarily. I'm
Well, you've
very
already
open-minded.
You've
Yeah.
already collaborated with
Yeah.
the big ones in Detroit.
Mhm.
So
I think it's cool I've gotten these opportunities being so young as well and being like a woman artist. I feel like you don't see that often. And I think it's really cool to represent young girls and people wanting and aspiring to be artists.
how old are you, Juliana?
I'm 24.
Yeah, that is young. How old were you when you graduated?
I graduated 2 years ago.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
or was it 2 years? Yeah. I was like, I don't remember anymore.
So you were, as you said, you were still at the Center for Creative Studies.
Yes.
You did your first collaboration.
Exactly. I was actually on a school trip in Chicago when I was doing the NFL draft project. And I had to leave early. I was like, I can't tell you guys why I have to leave, but I gotta go home. And I was sitting here painting this thing, 2 all-nighters. I mean, I painted longer, but there was 2 all-nighters in a row at one point where I have not slept. I'm painting. It's like, I have to finish this. But I think I work really well in chaotic environments.
If your brain is like mine, it's either like obsessed or not interested.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no, deadline, crunch time.
What's your favorite medium to work in?
Acrylic.
Yeah.
I do I've never done oil. So I'm actually going to work with an artist who has work around here, Rennie Stefan. He teaches classes. So
all of these
yes,
artwork here.
I just signed up for his classes next month so I can learn oil painting because I've never done that. And then if I do more outdoor murals, more spray paint, I had a mentor kind of show me things with spray paint. So I want to experiment a bit more with that as well.
Some tagging going on.
Yeah. But it wasn't me.
Yeah. What besides art, what else are you interested in?
I'm interested in everything. I grew up as a competitive dancer, so I've always had a lot of creative things going on in my life. I honestly try to do as many things as possible because to me, I think the most beautiful thing in life is connecting with other people. So the more I can experience, the more I can connect with different people. For example, I can golf, I box, I'm sure like anything I've probably tried. And I think it's just a great part of being who I am. I love just, again, trying new things. It doesn't scare me. Am I a bit of a perfectionist at times? Absolutely. Do I get mad when I can't hit a tennis ball back? Yeah. But I'm trying, you know what I mean? So I think the more the merrier.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing about, setting standards for yourself. But then, you have to kind of be gentle with yourself.
Right.
Tell me about your experience at the Center for Creative Studies. What was that like?
That was an experience for sure. So the first year was actually fully online. So going to art school online was, I don't even know.
Yeah, was that in 2020?
Yeah. That was something.
How did that work?
Yeah. So for example, I had to learn how to use a camera from Zoom. I don't think it works like that. So, they did the best they could, obviously, with what we were given. But, there was definitely some hurdles in the beginning. But eventually we made it in person. And what I really liked about the school was that you were entered into the program you're entered in. So mine was advertising. So I was primarily with the same 12 people all 4 years. So, I made very close relationships. It was really incredible. The workload is a bit crazy at times. There was some semesters where I was at the school physically from 8 in the morning to 10 p.m. at night. So each class is a minimum 3 hours, but some classes are 6 hours a week. So it was a lot of demanding work, and it was kind of a battle for me because I'm trying to make this brand, and then I'm trying to do school. So I was like, I don't know how much to give to this, how much to give to that, but it all works out in the end, obviously, as you see. But that, I literally had to buy a mini fridge at my desk at one point because it was like insane.
So what would you actually be doing there?
So My advertising classes were, we would think of a commercial you've seen. We would, from beginning to end, we would research, okay, who is our target market? Who's the demographic? What are their buying habits? And then it would move on to storyboarding, where we're drawing out the exact storyline of what's going to be produced. We'd write out the scripts, and then we'd get to shooting, and then we'd have to edit. So there was a lot. It made me very well-rounded, I will say. We had animation classes. We had everything. So I believe everything just...
Yeah, from beginning to end,
Yeah.
it sounds like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you learned marketing, which obviously
Exactly.
really helped you.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of your classmates were jealous when you got that cleat thing.
I don't know. I hope not.
Do you still keep in touch with any of your classmates?
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
little group. We're actually going to go on a trip to Tennessee next month.
I heard there was another Juliana. Tommy was telling me.
Yes. She's actually one of my best friends, and it's funny because we're both dancers. She's into fashion. I'm into art. And she's Greek and Chaldean, and then I'm Greek, Italian, Chaldean. So we just have all these overlaps. It's so funny, but yeah, that's my girl.
I have to get her in here too.
Yeah, I think we should get her in here.
For sure. So what does your personal life look like?
Personal life is honestly just my business. So I will wake up, make me a nice little glass of tea, and then I get working. So I'll work on client mock-ups. I'll paint. I'm trying to think. Random Saturdays, I'll go to dance classes like hip hop or jazz. I try to keep it fun and exciting. So I have a lot of meetings. I'm kind of everywhere.
So it sounds like your life is pretty full.
Yeah. Yep. You should see my calendar. My friends always joke. They're like, "Oh, can we schedule in?" I'm like, "Get out of here." But it's true. I'm really busy.
Yeah, you kind of have to play it by ear.
Yeah, exactly.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I think I'll be living out that studio dream, and potentially, I don't know. I have a 5-year plan as far as business goes, but I'm trying to think of just life in general. I mean,
So you have a 5-year plan for business.
yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share that?
I kind of gave some insight, but I also like keeping some of it kind of a secret.
Yeah.
So I can shock everyone.
And also you can change your mind.
Exactly. Yeah. No one can hold me to it.
Just you holding yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
What could somebody who is interested in this same field, what could they be doing right now? Maybe like in, high school or even middle school to get where you are.
I think one big thing I've always done is I'm a big reader, or you could be a watcher if you want to look up YouTube videos. I remember I was younger, I'd always watch YouTube videos and I'd get very inspired. I'd say always just keep your mind inspired and don't let it become, I think it has to be a balance of business and enjoyment personally. And that's why I think I've found success to where it works. So I think to people that are wanting to pursue that are younger, try to get as many opportunities as you can, whether that is going to a class, watching a video, reaching out to someone. I think now with the social media presence, again, like we were talking about before we jumped on here, there are so many people that are doing so many amazing things, and you can take from that.
Everyone's a
You don't
content creator. Right?
Yeah, I was like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. No one has reinvented the wheel. You just kind of take what's working and you put your little sparkle on it.
Do you have a vision board?
I do.
What does it look like?
So I do it every year. This year was sports teams on it, working out. I'm trying to think. There's so many things I put. It just never ends.
Just keep adding to it. Right?
No,
You got
literally.
layers,
Yeah.
So-
I think eventually I would love to work with car brands as well. I really like cars. So I think my art could be cool. Something with that.
There is a Chaldean woman who does work. She works in the auto industry
Really?
as an artist.
Yeah. Because, imagine the F1 cars with all those cool vinyls. It was my art.
Yeah, I've seen the Lions.
Yeah,
the Lions
could be cool.
trucks. I'll give you that contact.
Thank you.
information. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you are in a really good spot.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you have a fantastic future ahead of you.
Thank you so much.
And we can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your guys' support.
It's always there for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us at CN Inside the Studio with Juliana Rabban. If you like this video, share it with your friends. We will see you next time.
CN Inside the Studio is proudly sponsored by F&M Bank.